Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. Shir sponsor Lunishmas Am Yaakov Shalom Daf Sitzchok. We're holding Bobakama Daf Ayin Tes. This is a recording of the Daf that was given on Shabbos. We're starting the Fein Chesed based on the bottom. The Gemara says Toler Rabbanon Gona v'Nosan La'acher v'Tovach Gona v'Nosan La'acher u'Mochar. Someone stole, it gave somebody else, and that other person did tvicho. Person who stole gave somebody else. That other person did a mechira. Continuing the Gemara Daf Ayin Tes, Gona v'Hidish, he stole and then he was magdish to Shemaim. Gona v'Hikif, or he was gona and he did a hakafa, which means he sold something but he did not take the money right away. Gona v'Hichlif, or he did chalifin. Gona v'Nosan b'Matona, he gave us a gift. Gona v'Purachoyv, he took the money and he paid a debt. Gona v'Purabikip, or he paid a credit that he has. He sent out the gift that a chassan has to give to a kala. In all these cases, meaning there's different ways and forms of doing a mechira. Now, as Toys points out over here, it says, what do you mean gonna v'hekdesh? We learned earlier that by hekdesh you don't have it because a hekdesh is still considered to be the owner's. It says Toys that's only kedushas haguf. Meaning when I'm talking about a kosher mizbeach, I'm talking about behemoth kosher mizbeach. So I'm saying that behemoth is still considered to be the owner's behemoth. But kedushas bedek habayis, when you give something for bris hamikdash, so then that is not considered to be belong to the owner anymore. And as we mentioned, this is what's brought down the name of Reb Chaim Soloveitchik. The difference is that when you do kedushas haguf, the main point is the kedusha. Maybe it's not yours. Kedushas bedek habayis, the main point is the change of ownership. And merely it's hekdesh. Says the Gemara on my kash, what's the chiddush? Even though someone else is doing the tvicha, he's still chayav because he's shlechet v'aviro. Even though usually we don't say shlechet v'aviro. Okay, shlechet v'aviro. Here there is my taimo. My mechira de le'efshar de lav le'acher. Mechira can be done only when a counterparty, somebody else is buying. Atvicha le'acher mechayev. So tvicha works with somebody else. And the Gemara here brings one pasuk from the three pasuk the Gemara brought before. That there's no difference between selling to an individual or selling to Shemaim. Again, as mentioned in Tosis, talking about koche bedek habayis. Says the Mishnah. So person stole in the rishus of the owner, from the rishus of the owner, and then he sold it out of the rishus. Or she kind of chutz b'shusam, or he stole it out of the rishus and then brought it into the rishus and near the tvicha mechira. Or she kind of did everything outside. Why? Because he is koine the gnevo. The chiddush is the next thing. He did everything in the rishus of the owner. He's potter. Why? Nothing happened over here. The ganov was not koine, did not purchase, did not acquire the gnevo if it's still in the rishus of the owner. And the chiddush over here is that a ganav needs to acquire the gnevo in order to be chayav. He's pulling it out and it died. Potter. Why? There's no kinyan mishicho. Why it's still in the rishus of the owner? He could be if he picked it up, or he tzir mishus b'ayim, took it out of rishus b'ayim. Then he's chayav. Now he's chayav. Nostro lebchoyos b'noi or lebal choyv l'shor mechinum l'shoyel l'nosasoicher l'nosasocher l'soicher. Meaning, gave it to the b'choyer b'noi, or to a lender, or to one of the four shoymim. And he's pulling it out. The measure of potter is butter. He picked it up. Then he's chayav. What is the case over here? So Rashi brings two pshatim. One pshat Rashi says, we're not talking about a ganam anymore. We're talking about just a regular shomer and a regular kohen who takes that from Rishus Bailim. So when is he kohen it? Says the Rashi, what should I have to say? Chayav a potter. It's not chayav a potter. The question is he kohen or not kohen it? This is what it is. So what's shaykh has to say over here? Chayav a potter. So that's ha'orah number one that Rashi has over here. Toys brings another ha'orah that you have to come and say that we have to speak about pshio v'lav ki orche. It doesn't really mashma. And the kids of the diuk doesn't sound right. So Rashi and Toys to say we're talking about Not that he's selling it, that the ganov, not that it's a separate thing. We're talking about the ganov. The ganov is given to a kohen. The ganov is given to the shomer. The same way a ganov is kohen for himself when he pulls it out. Also, if somebody else does it on his behalf, he's also kohen the chayfetz, and then the ganov becomes chayav. Now, says Tosis is bothered. But why should somebody else do something and the ganov will be chayav? Ain't shechet v'aver. How we learn the special pasuk is shechet v'aver? That's regarding tvicha. Regarding gnev, we didn't find such a pasuk. So why in chayav over here? Someone else, the shomer is pulling it out of the rishos, and then the ganov is chayav. What's wrong with that? Be'emes, the Rambam learned the sugya that the one who's pulling it out is the shomer. The shomer is chayav, not the ganov. Maybe because of the question of Tosis. But according to what the Tosis going to say, so Tosis says you're a big yisoid, the gabe ein shechet v'aver. Tosis says ein shechet v'aver is only if the shliach knows that it's an avera. But if he doesn't know, he's not aware that anything is wrong, so then yesh shechet v'aver. And this is a big discussion, and the Achronim speak about based on the Rishonim. Big machlokes. Do we say in shechet v'aver is a cloud? There's no shechet v'aver ever. Or it depends if the sheikh knows something wrong over here. Taking the example, one of the time in the Gemara says, why in shechet v'aver? Because divrei Rav, divrei Talmud, divrei Mishonim. Right? How can you listen to me, not listen to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So if the guy doesn't know, you have no such time. He doesn't know that he's doing something else. So those learns the yesh shechet v'aver if he doesn't know, and many others argue on that. And there's a big discussion. What is the definition of ein shechet v'aver? Says more Abaya Mimah, Tiknu Mashiach b'Shomim or Loi. As a shomer koine with Mashiach. Oma v'yimer Toshma, not on the B'choros B'noi or the Baal Chayvoi. L'shomechim l'shonos is chal l'soichet. We spoke about the 4 shomer in our Mishnah. V'yamoysh chavi yoytzav meis b'shuz Baal. He's pulling it out. But my love shomer. Shramino Tiknu Mashiach b'Shomim. You see, the shomer is koine when he does the Mashiach. So according to Rashi Teis, because the shomer is koine, that's why the Gan is chayav. According to the Rambam, that's why the shomer is chayav. Only loy ganov. Talk about the ganov. What do you mean the ganov? The ganov is stealing from the house of the shomer. Take Mishnah in the Mishnah. So what Tana we already spoke about ganov stealing. So what Tana ganov shigona b'isa b'ayim. Tana ganov shigona b'isa shomer. We speak about ganov that steals from the owner and steals from the shomer. Only Avashi loy titche. Don't be doing this. Mali ganov shigona b'isa shomer. Mali ganov shigona b'isa b'ayim. What should be any difference between the two? Elav shomer v'shvamino tiknu mishich b'shomer v'shamino. You see from here there is the mishich and shomim, and that's the raya. Now, what that can mean in Mashiach b'Shomim? So Rashi learns that he's not koine until it does Mashiach. Toys disagrees. Toys says he's koine. We're talking about regarding. Toys isn't the level pashut. But he says talking about if the owner can change his mind for giving it to him before the Mashiach. That's a discussion. So the two different opinions. What is the discussion here regarding Mashiach b'Shomim? Every buyer by Mashiach is koine. Tak tiknu Mashiach b'Shomim also by Shomim. Taya mi'achi kedach shetiknu Mashiach b'Kuchos. Tak tiknu Mashiach b'Shomim. Ukeshem she'akarka nikas b'kesav v'shtar b'chazoko. The same way you buy a land with kesav v'shtar b'chazoko. Kaschirus nikas b'kesav v'chazoko. Meaning also when you rent, you do with kesav v'shtar b'chazoko. Says the Gemara, schirus the mine. Which schirus? Ilim the faytes no base. Ilim schirus the metaltalim. Talk about metaltalim. Metaltalim the shtarning. You don't do a shtar to be called metaltalim. The metaltalim is given Mashiach and maybe by kesef. Of course, not shtar. We talk about renting of a karka that you do also by kesef shtar v'chazok. You see somebody hiding in the chorshim, which is the forest, and he does tzvichum michir. Who's hiding? The ganov, or he's taking the animal and putting over there. Misham teshlum yabor v'chamisha, he pays 4 or 5. Amri aloy moshach. Where's the Mashiach? Yeah, he did it with a stick and he put it. Jesus says the Havamina was that he checked where he found it. Amri v'kavan deru the gazlan. If they see him, he's a gazlan. He said, well, no. If he's hiding from them, he's a ganav. V'ela gazlan echidam was a gazlan. He stole the spear from the hands of the Egyptian, and he killed him. So he took it out from his hand. That's a gazlan. No hiding. People of Shechem, They put traps. They were hiding on the mountains, waiting for people to pass by. They stole from anybody who passed by. Why doesn't it bring this pasuk? They're still hiding. If you're hiding, you're not a gazlan. Then the reason they're hiding is because they're scared. They're doing it because they want to be able to attack people. That's not considered to be a ganav. How do you treat a ganav? What is the definition that makes a ganav into a ganav in terms of hiding? It says more now. Why is the Torah treating a ganav worse than a gazlan? Answer is, the gazlan doesn't care. He treats human beings in Kodesh Baruch Hu the same way. He's not afraid of anybody. The ganav, he cares, he's afraid of people, but not of Kodesh Baruch Hu. As if the ayin of Kodesh Baruch Hu, which is down here, as if he's not seeing. The ear of a Kodesh Baruch Hu down here, and they're doing things in darkness. Kodesh Baruch doesn't see. Kodesh Baruch is not here. He's not seeing. You're so bad. What's the mashal of this thing? Two people in the city. And they did one, and they do a party. Each one did a party. One invited the people of the city, but not the family of the king. The other one did not invite anybody. Who's the one who's worse? The one who invited the people of the city, not the people of the king. So here, just to point out, and this was in the Shur Machshava, is it a good thing for a person to publicize his hate? We know the Gemara tells him with Koton, the Gemara tells him Chagigo, that someone who cannot stop himself from doing an Aveiro, he should wear black and cover himself with black and go to a place where nobody sees him. You know what? You want to hide that there. You don't want to make it in public. So what does it mean here? A Gazlan is better than a Ganav because he does it in public. So the way the Maharal says, the Maharal has a little bit of arichos here. We're going to the end point. The Maharal says, what is the mashal the Gemara brings? The Bnei HaMelech. The people that invited the people to say, not Bnei HaMelech. She says that you say the Maharal says in other places. There is concept of a lack of covet. You didn't respect someone enough. That's not good. Then there is a concept of bizoyin. Bizoyin is much worse. A person could be moichel on his covet, but not on the bizoyin. So he says like this. When a person is not able to stop himself from doing an Aveira, so he's not able to stop himself, at least don't do it in public. Don't cause chilul Hashem. But a person who's going, and he's in front of people, he's afraid. In front of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, not. That's like bizoyin. That's like the mashal. You treat human beings more than Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's something which is inappropriate, and that's something which you have a taina on the ganav. We'll add to more. What's brought down the Briskerov on the stencil on Torah and Parshas Ketetzeh, and that's really, it sounds like that's what the Maharsha is referring to. It says that Briskerov, he speaks about Amalek. Why Amalek is so bad? So you know why Amalek is so bad? Because it says, Vata Ayev Ve'agia. Amalek did a cheshbon, went to come and attack Am Yisrael. So, says the Briskerov, sometimes a person works in impulse. He's scared. He go and fight Am Yisrael. Okay? Every enemy of Am Yisrael is bad. But it's understood. Amalek is somebody who's doing a cheshbon. He's calculating when to attack Am Yisrael. Oh, you're taking into account. Then there's a taina. And that's what he says. That's the Pshat in our Gemara. The guy is not doing cheshbonos. He's going and he's attacking. He wants to steal. The guy that is doing cheshbonos when to come. People don't see him, do see him. Oh, you're doing cheshbonos, why don't you take a cheshbon and do the cheshbon? If a person's not thinking, it's very bad if he didn't think, but it's not as bad as someone who's thinking and ignores a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Says the Gemara, look at Malach is great. Shor should be to stealing the shor, he's causing the person not to be able to work in the field. Chamish has to pay 5. Says the sheep, they didn't do bit malacha, arbo only arbo. Among them, cover the briers. Look at cover the briers. Shor barag, if the shor walks on his own, Chamish you pay 5. Says sheep should keep like saying he put it on his shoulder. Arbo, why? Because the Ganav is embarrassed. And here all the Baal HaMusa bring, you see how powerful is the embarrassment. The person is embarrassed they did Aveiro, he gets Mechila. Because embarrassment, even the guy that was doing it in a if he's doing it in a way that it's more embarrassing, he gets a little bit of a leeway. He doesn't pay 5, he pays only 4. Says the Mishnah, can raise a Behemadaka. Behemadaka is the animals like a sheep and a goat. You're not allowed to raise them in Eretz Yisrael. Rashi says why? Shum Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. Shemavir Sasotis. So the way someone bring over here, it's two reasons. He is Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, and he's ruining the fields of Am Yisrael. You could raise in Syria and the deserts of Eretz Yisrael. What about today? So someone would bring that's all in the time when Am Yisrael was in Eretz Yisrael. Once they left, this takana stopped. And once it stopped, you can't bring it back. That's why today you have a kula to have behemoth takos, and that's what many of the poskim bring in the Yeshiva Levi, in the Shlomo Zalman. That's why we're not in Eretz Yisrael today. We're not makbid not to have behemoth takos. You can't grow a chicken in Yerushalayim because of the kosher, because maybe she'll bring tumah to the kosher, make it tumah. For the koyanim, any koyanim should not grow chicken, because it's going to cost tumah to the taharis. You're not allowed to graze pigs anywhere. Person should not raise a dog unless he's tied with a chain. Here, the Mepharshim discuss, we're talking about any dog, only kelev ra that we know is a mazik. Any person is shoving you don't put traps for birds, unless it's far from the which is arba, meaning needs to be at long distance. Says the Gemara, Torah Rabbanon, Ein megadim behemodak b'Eretz Yisrael, or megadim b'chorshim sheb'Eretz Yisrael. You could grow in the forest of Eretz Yisrael, and b'Surya, if it'll be Yeshuv, and so mechutzorets, you could do it in Syria or in chutzorets, if it's even in the Yeshuv. Tanya either another brayse, Ein megadim behemodak b'Eretz Yisrael, megadim b'mitbar shebeYehuda, or b'mitbar sheb'Sfar Hakol. You don't do it in the Medina, you can do it in the deserts. You could have a big animal, like an ox or a cow. You can't do a gzeh on the tzibur unless they can withhold it. You want to bring the protein, you want to bring the meat, you want to bring the milk, you can bring them from chutzos. You can't bring behemodas chutzos because you need to work in the field. You could keep a behemodah 30 days before the regal, for the animals of the regal. Before a wedding, 30 days. Don't have the last one full 30 days. What does it mean? Let's say he bought animals. He bought animals 30 days before the regal, 20 days before the regal, 10 days before the regal. The regal comes. And now he still has animal for the ones he just bought 10 days ago. So I would say, so the regal passed. Since he sold until now, didn't have 30 days. Don't say you can keep it for 30 days. Once regular pass, you can't keep it. Meaning, I would think that maybe the 30 days is, Rabbanan says you can keep it for 30 days. Regardless when you bought it. As long as you have intention to do it for the regal, you keep it for 30 days. So more, no, you can keep it until the regal. You have 30 days to buy before the regal, but if you bought 10 days before the regal, you can keep it only for 10 days. Continues the word that Peh Mud Aleph. That Tovach Lekach V'Shoichet, Lokach V'Shoichet. The Tovach, the butcher, can take and check, and they can keep it. And don't keep it for 30 days. So Rashi explains the same shot we had before. Don't keep the one you bought just a few days before you needed him for 30 days. Just keep it until the time he needs it and not more. So Toys asks, why does the more change in the Lashon? Why does the more calls it Aguno, and before we called it Achrino? So it says Toys talking about the butcher takes many animals. He shechts them. He took 50 animals, he shecht all of them. Then there's one left in his warehouse. So I would say, okay, for one you can keep. He says, no, you can't keep anyone. Even one who stays alone when all the other animals are gone. And that's what it says, the Lashon Aguno, like an Isha Aguno, staying alone. So even if you have only one animal left, don't keep it more than 30 days. The butcher has a right to keep the animals by him for 30 days in order to have meat to sell in the market, but not more than 30 days. Even if it's only one animal left, says you can't leave it more than 30 days. Okay, so we'll stop over here. That was Daf Ayin Tes, the Daf of Shabbos.